The old house only had 2 small bedrooms upstairs. The master bedroom was in the basement. So technically it was a 2-bedroom house on a basement. But previous owners had converted it into a 3-bedroom house, which was nice. And it had a good sized living room, and it had a really nice sized kitchen. Our kitchen is horrible in comparison. There's just no room to move around in it. And then we had, the basement was fitted, yeah, it was fully, what's the word for it? Whatever the word is. The basement, it had all the walls and all, it was a finished basement. So there was a living room in the basement, which was a reasonable size. There was a living room in the top floor, which, it was a fair size. It's about the size of the living room we currently have. And then there was a room over the double garage, which was finished, but it was huge. You're talking, I'd say about 15 foot by, probably about 20 foot by 30 foot, I would say. I mean, it was huge. So that was the room where the kids could play in, and we had our office desks in there, and just loads of room. This house, by comparison, feels very cramped because it does have 2 living rooms, but they're really small. The kitchen is much smaller. But outside of that, I think our master bedroom is bigger. The other bedrooms are of a reasonably standard size. I missed some. That's unfortunate. And the basement's not finished. So, also, the main reason for this house was Mrs. Osa didn't like carrying the laundry up and down stairs. Now, it was a walkout basement. So we had a rotary clothesline outside the house on the basement level, so she could go outside and hang laundry to dry there. Our bedroom was in the basement, but everything else was upstairs, so she just didn't want. And when she was doing the laundry, she wanted to be upstairs rather than sitting in the living room downstairs. So she would have to walk up and downstairs every time she wanted to do laundry, which, her requirement for when we moved out of that place was, I need a house where the laundry is on the top floor, so we don't have laundry facilities in the basement. But that again takes up room from the living area. As I said, the living area is not cavernous in this house. I think I've got all of those. How am I doing? We're at 55. At 55, we're not going to get all of that in one go. Can't remember. Oh, I left the Zarian on. That's good. 21,000 litres. So we're going to get, about 9,000 in there. We'll see. 9,000 would leave 8,000 in the tank. Leave me capacity for 9 more. Maybe this will all fit. I might take the partial to a sell point. It's about 6,000, space for 6. So we see how many of these we get before we're filled up. So obviously Christmas time, there's not a lot of new stuff happening. There's sales for games, DLC, that type of stuff. There isn't much in the way of new DLC. We do not have a patch for Railroading yet, although the programmer did put out a YouTube video saying that he was working on timetables. Don't know how well those work, but basically you can set up a train is due to you set up the departure time for the train at each of the stations you wanted to call at. You assign a locomotive with passenger cars to the timetable, and then you copy the stops to the cars. And then what that does is it lets what that does is it treats, the train carries on the same way it did. So the passenger cars, where they're calling at, is controlled by the station stop list, the destination list. And then the actual movement, the AI part of it, the train leaves and goes and stops and what have you, is controlled by the AI. To get to the end. Now, I think one of the things he did say was you can program in sort of arrives at 2:15, departs at 2:40, which gives you time enough to refuel the train. The problem is you have to be there to do that. It doesn't automatically do that, which is a little bit of a shame, because at Bryson there's a couple of water tap cranes on the exit on the west side. So if you've got a passenger train, it could stop there. The AI could theoretically be programmed to stop there. But then there's additional programming of extending the water crane and waiting until the car's full, but typically when I'm playing, that's how I do it. If the locomotive needs water, I'll just stop on the Bryson exit. If it needs coal, I'm going to have to go into a yard, but so long as I've made sure that the coal car is full, I don't necessarily have the harvester's turned off again. Yeah, so long as the coal car's full at the beginning of the day, I've got enough coal to last me the entire day service. At least on the Atlantic I do. If I was running this with the smaller 10-wheeler, I'd probably run out. Okay, gonna leave that running. So this should, as I said, be about 8,000 litres left in the tank. Be good if it is. There we go. Yeah, 8,000. Close enough. So, off we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite even 5. So this should be less than 8. Especially since these rows are full width of the header. And then obviously since the grain cart's full, take this back up to the top of the yeah, it's really running the draper is a problem going up the hill here. Okay, so since I can't do this, we'll swing around to the left at the end of here. That does mean that I shouldn't have to turn off the draper to go up the hill at this end. I think it's steeper at that end. Ooh, just a bit. What's that? And 6:15. I guess we've got the harvest done in the time that I wanted it done by, so that's all good. And back up a bit there. Okay, gotcha. So I'll dump that 30,000 in the grain silo and then probably look to see how much, where's the best place for me to sell. We'll use the quick thing. We might use the quick thing. will go here and we will look at the quick stock thing. Wheat exports. Okay, I'm good with that. So as soon as I get to the end here, I can turn this off. Also going uphill on the shallow climb. And I can fold up the thing on the front. So actually we don't need to come back here with this. I do want to check the maze before we depart the area though. Stop it here. Okay, maze is growing, stage 4-6, can't forage it yet, that's fine. I didn't think I could. I think it's next month that becomes available. I'll take this into the yard. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this over to the fuel tank. Just punctured a hole in the diesel tank, and there we go. And that's refueling. Good. Let's go get this back. So once again, we do have a lot of wheat that we can sell off if we get to July next year and still have some left. Just need to make sure I know how much we made and kept. So what other things do we need to do today? I'll take a look at a tank full of chicken food. Oh, we need to collect the straw. That's a thing. That's good. So, what do we have in here? It's going to be about 75,000. I could always get another one of these, just as a thought. Don't have to have one. Also not sure if that's a multi-grain silo. I know some silos only allow you to put one thing in at a time. So they'll store anything, but if you put wheat in it, wheat's the only thing you can put in there until you empty it completely. It's a little bit more realistic. Whereas others are just, the capacity's 5,000, yeah, 90,000, you can do as you wish with that. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have put that away. Well, I did, so. Okay, let's connect on that. Oh, there is of course one little slight issue here. The mixer wagon is in the feed area. But we got straw to collect, so let's do that next. How's the tractor on the fuel? Fuel's fine. I could collect the straw in bales, but then actually sometimes that's not a bad plan. I can create 11,000 litre bales. Oh no, I would have to shred them, and I don't have a bale shredder. That can be quite a challenge at times, so yes. Loose straw it is. See how far we get. And there's 10,000 on the first line. So we'll get about 5 rows per 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Puts us at the bottom. That's not where I want to be. Yeah, we'll have. Well, I kind of think this one field will probably see to our straw needs for a year. So I've lost a nitrogen boost by not chopping the straw here. I don't think that's too bad. Oh, am I using up silage additive on this? I didn't look. I shouldn't be. No. Good. 6.5, 6. That good. Only happens when I pick up grass. I will need to top off that additive tank before the next grass cut, I'm guessing. How are we up to? 44. 45. Don't know if I'm going to make it across the top completely, entirely. Might make a full lap. It's going to be tight.